Hi, I'm Chris Nero, an instructor at Automation Training. Many of our prospective customers have expressed a great deal of doubt in the successfulness of taking an online class through our virtual classroom environment. After all, how could you possibly learn PLC programming and troubleshooting online? The best way to learn is in an instructor-led class with hands-on labs, right? Right. And that's exactly what you get in our virtual training environment. But don't just take my word for it. I'm going to log into our virtual classroom and talk to one of our previous customers.
Well, good morning, Ben. How are you today?
Very well, sir.
And why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay. My name's Ben Francis. I work at CH2M Hill in Redding, California. I'm an electrical engineer who specializes in instrumentation and control systems. That way I get a lot of field time and programming. We do a lot of PLC and HMI programming here. So it gives me a versatile lifestyle in the company.
Well, thanks again for taking the time to talk to us today. It's been about 3 months since you and two of your colleagues at CH2M Hill took the Siemens Step 7 course with us through our virtual classroom.
Correct.
And I recall during the training that, like many of the people we talked to, you had some doubts regarding taking the training through the virtual classroom format. What caused some of your original concerns?
Well, first of all, just because I had never experienced it, and the sense of not having a PLC in front of you to put your hands on seemed a little strange. But once we got into the experience, it was actually excellent, and it worked out better for me and my coworkers who took the training.
And after you completed the course, how did you find the experience? And did you find any benefits to participating in the virtual training?
Yeah, there were quite a few benefits in my opinion. One was that we didn't have to travel. We could sleep in our own beds at night and come to work and get on the virtual classroom to do this. So there were no expenses. And what I believe that allowed then was another employee to get on the training session, offsetting the travel expenses. So I think overall that worked excellent. And one fellow worked from home, so he gave him a little extra versatility to be home with his sick child.
So outside of the fact that we were about 2,000 miles away and we couldn't actually shake hands, did you find that there were any disadvantages to taking PLC training through this virtual environment?
No, I was really surprised at how quickly transactions occurred between us. And when we made a button click here, we essentially saw it immediately and didn't feel that lag that you might see if you're doing some work with remote desktop or tight VNC, a product like that where you get on a desktop. So this really seemed pretty seamless, and couldn't sense that we were so far away, other than we weren't breathing the same air, if you will.
Well, I guess the fact that you're speaking with us right now answers this question, Ben, but if the opportunity came up, again, would you take other training this way? And I guess you would recommend it to others?
I would. I think from the several aspects that I mentioned before, the cost of no travel, being able to work from your own office or home, the seamless nature that how quickly things were connected, that you really couldn't tell didn't have a machine sitting right next to you. All of those are certainly selling points to me to do this again should the need arise. And I must say that I think we had knowledgeable instructors. So guys that I'm certain from the had experience using the equipment, as well as plenty of time teaching the program, such that y'all knew what you were talking about. And I think that too made it a better experience. And when we asked some, I think, more difficult questions, you were able to find someone else who could answer the questions that you couldn't. So I think the whole organization did a good job in making sure our needs were covered. Therefore, I think virtual training is a very good way to go.
And since it's been about 3 months since your course, I'm sure that you've had a chance to use the S7 in your projects. Do you have any other thoughts on how the training course from Automation Training has impacted you and your organization?
I think that I had some very brief S7 experience, but my other partners didn't. But I think it got us up and running, and we were able to blend in with the rest of the project team fairly seamlessly. And when they started using nomenclature, we were able to pick right up and again blend in, so that the rest of the team couldn't tell we weren't seasoned in the equipment and the software.
Well, thanks for all your comments, Ben, and hopefully you sharing your experience will help others to realize that our virtual classroom training may be suitable for their needs. And most of all, I really want to thank you for taking the time to speak with us today.
It's my pleasure.
So, you just heard from Ben Francis from CH2M Hill, one of the leading global system integrators in water and wastewater treatment applications. Our virtual classroom provides you with live, interactive, instructor-led training courses with hands-on labs. In fact, many of our courses are blended with both virtual participants and in-house participants together. In this environment, open microphones and speakers allow participants in both formats to interact together. Through the system, you take direct control of one of our computers and training stations here in our classroom. All you need is a computer with a high-speed internet connection and audio capabilities in your computer or a telephone line. Although nothing will ever take the place of being in a classroom with an instructor and the equipment, we truly feel this is the next best thing. If you're still not convinced, we'd be more than happy to set up a personal demonstration. Just give us a call at 1-866-532-7628. That's 1-866-LEARN-AT.